I'm going to redo this overview from yesterday because it was pretty dark. So this is kind of what I got going on here. So basically the walls are empty. Walk inside here. Still got the floor on. This other wall. Roof is off of it. Take you up here and show you what these roof boards look like. Yeah, the roof boards are in pretty good shape. I think they're all yellow pine as well. Doesn't look like any of them saw any water damage. A little bit of ant damage there. So stay tuned. So I intend to get these roof boards off today, as well as the roof rafters and the ridge board there, and then hopefully start working on the ceiling joist. So we'll see how much I get done. If I get that done, then I'll brace these walls up a little better and start taking the walls down, you know, kind of piece by piece. I'll probably start on this one first just to make sure, you know, that I have enough support for that one to come off before all the rest of them fall down, because I don't care if these fall down, because I don't believe any of them's going to go that way towards the house. I can pretty well simply push these over once I remove the bracing. I would think so, at least. See how they're actually put together here. And they put together pretty good. I guess if I can pry the two walls apart, I'll be able to do that. I don't know if those top plates are tied in together or not. Not sure if I can get this board off. Yeah, those top plates are tied in together. I can see it from here. Of course, I can take those off beforehand, hopefully. And that's what I'm going to have to do to knock the walls down separate. So, I mean, really, I think the walls will probably just stand here, even if I take the ceiling joist out, but I don't want to risk it, so I'm going to make sure of it and just brace the walls up. Better safe than sorry, right? Alright, so far, guys, I've had better luck at just setting up here on the roof and prying them up one by one or two by two. And then whenever I get up to the roof peak, I'll start working on the other side the same way. I'll probably start at the top and work down because my ladder's on the lower side. So far it's working out decent. I got about 6 or 7 rows done here. I got a little walkway area here now, so I should be able to go to town pretty easy. Just be able to kind of pop these things off one by one and go to town. So we'll see how she goes. All right, I've got 2 more here on this side. Got a really nice walk area here now. Makes things a lot easier. I'm gonna tear out these gable ends while I'm up here as well. I don't know if you guys can see that or not. Let me get over here in the shade a little better. But yeah, there's those boards from down below too that are still kind of hanging on. So I'm gonna take and beat those out while I'm at it. After I remove these gable ends, because they're kind of up in there as well. So that'll make things a little easier. And then I can just stand up here and beat them out the rest of the way. They'll go down below and I'll pick them up here in a little bit. So I still got the whole side over here to do. It shouldn't be hard at all. I got a little walkway over there, which is kind of just a little tiny walkway over there. I might be able to slide some of these boards over that way. I'm not sure if they're like all, yeah, some of them are not connected, some of them are. So I was down below kind of beating up on this stuff to start with. I was like, you know, so it might make a decent walkway up there, so I'll just leave that be. It turns out it did. I was just kind of afraid. I didn't know how sturdy these boards were, but they're actually pretty solid. Just got to be kind of careful where it comes across, you know, and sets on the joist like this with the cuts. I've made the mistake in stepping on some of them before in other places. Yeah, sometimes they're not on there very good. You decide to, you tend to have like a free fall mode there for like a split second before you catch yourself. I have been there before. It's not a very fun event. And being that floor down there isn't very solid, I'll probably just go straight through it and down into the basement, which is not fun. That's a good little distance there. Probably, well, see if I can give you a little overview here. I mean, you can kind of see how far down that is. A little bit of mess down there, but that's ways. It's like probably 20 feet or better here. So, yeah, I'm able to salvage some really nice boards up here. That's probably a 12-footer. Pretty close. Yeah, I was also able to, yeah, you can look down and kind of get a full spectrum of the relief here. That's a block wall down there and stands about another 8 feet. So. Hey guys, I got this side done for the most part. I got the gable in, the gable overhang tore out, and I got the soffit area removed. The only thing that's left here is the rafters to remove, and I'm not going to do that till I get the entire roof area done. You definitely don't want to do that until you get the entire roof area done. In this case, I could probably tear all these rafters off, but you know, because the ridge board is pretty well supporting everything, but the ridge board is not there for support. Just keep that in mind. It's just there to tie the rafters together. And that's not something I'm wanting to do. The only reason why I say it's probably going to support itself is because the gable end over here is tied into the ridge board. And there's not a whole lot of weight on this anymore, just a few boards, and those boards are probably going to help hold it up. So, all right guys, stay tuned. One thing I wanted to mention, when you're beating up high like this, you know, on a gable end, you know, the building's going to have more shake to it because it has more leverage when you're pushing at the top. So what I like to do up here in this section is just beat, you know, pretty lightly to try to drive, you know, some of the nails out, you know, maybe like just enough for me to get my my pry bar under there and then pry up on it. So just keep that in mind, guys, because I mean, you know, this thing's going to be shaking back and forth pretty good now since we removed a lot of the lateral support. So you know, like I had in the video yesterday, I put them braces in downstairs. You can kind of see one there right here. I got one over here which I can't see at the moment, but it's over there, and then I got another one in behind here that's coming out. So one there, and one back here, just for support, lateral stability. You want to definitely make sure you have that at this point for sure. That's all the roofing I tore off yesterday. Here's a couple of the piles so far. I got a bunch more just scattered around because I've been up here the entire time tearing this off. So I got this side just about done. I got 2 more boards down here, and I got the gable overhangs and gable ends to tear out, and then I'll start working on the rafters. All right, I'm down to just the roof rafters. I got a little bit more of that wood over there for the side of the building. It's anchored down lower than what I can reach at the moment for some reason, so I'll have to get under there and remove that once I get these rafters done. I'm just going to take all this off, and if that falls, it falls. I'm not too concerned about it. It's not going to break up or anything. So I'm going to start here at the middle roughly and work my way to the outsides. I just feel a little safer that way. I mean, you know, if this stuff falls, it's not going to hurt me or anything, but you know, just want to make sure. So I'm going to remove the center ones first and work out to that edge, and then I'm going to come back and work out to this edge and knock this off and knock that off over there. So stay tuned. Had to go get me a weapon. One hit. Stanley Fat Max. 2 hits. We'll stay away from that one for now. I'll get my leg out of the way. 2 hits. 3 hits. 4 hits. 1 hit. Alright, moving on to the other side. I wasn't recording all that fun stuff. Damn. Well, I just tore up all this by hand. Well, with my beast. Took a few hits. I'm gonna clean up all this mess. I'm gonna take these other ones down for you. Make sure it's recording this time. These gable ends are fun to knock down, but we're gonna give her a go. Got my beast there. Damn. You're coming off of there. That's what I said. All right. Between the legs. Okay. That looks a lot different. Whew. I think I could jump from one to the other. I don't believe I'm going to test that today. Next victim. Oh boy. Foot's here. It's anchored into that same joist. I better step back on here. Jeez. Oh boy, okay. Reposition myself somehow here. Oh, damn building's moving. Alright, she's detached now. One more. I like solid floor. I don't like this joist stuff. You out of there. I think that was a home run. Okay. Now I'm going to go ahead and tear up all these boards here. And I'm going to head downstairs. I'm going to work on the ceiling joist. So, stay tuned. Time to go snip, snip. Again, guys, I can't stress enough. Make sure the power's off. Definitely should have been off by now. Should have been off before you even started this. Just make sure. All right. We got staples in there, so we can get another tool to get those out if I really wanted to. But I am trying to get this done. So, snip, snip. Make sure it gets on the video. Alright. And snip, snip again, if I can reach it. You guys aren't seeing the full thing here. Where are they? Okay. Yeah. This is like as high as I can reach. Alright, here we go. I got about half of it. Oh. There we are. Okay. Oh God, it's stapled again yet. They're killing me. Okay. I'm gonna reach so high this time. I can't help it up here though. All right. All right, she's unhooked. All I gotta do is pull the wires through. Cut this one. All right. Don't see any more staples anywhere, so I can just pull the wires through now. Easier said than done. Good grief. Okay. That one comes through all right. See if it comes down through here. Probably not. There we go. All right, that one's through. See if it's gonna pull back the other way. Nope. So I got holes big enough, but they just don't want to come through. Let's see if I can get all this wire out through this hole. And it should come through, I would think. Or not, really. Okay. Not playing this game no more. You, sir. What your major malfunction is. You're coming through there one way or another. How about that? All right. That one's out of there. Ooh. Oh, I think that's it. So I cut these ears. All right, guys. So I'm gonna commence beating these things out. There's no reason to save these. I don't have any reason to. It'd be a little easier on this side. My house is over here. Pick that up and everything else later. Got a lot of destruction to do yet. Stay tuned. All right, guys, ceiling joist ain't hard to remove. Sometimes you got these cross pieces in here, depends on the builder, you know, and the span and all that. So what the building's intended for, if there's supposed to be another level above it or whatever. These are actually just ceiling joists, but it could have been because the boards were bowed or something, so they tried to straighten them out with these. You know, I've seen people do that before, you know, try to get things 16 on center or 24 on center, whatever they're trying to do. So basically what you want to do is you want to beat these out first. So you just take it, beat them out like so. Then on the ends, you want to be pretty careful with this because you don't want it coming back down on your shoulder or something. So I try to stay off to the side a little bit. Camera's a little blurry, ain't it? Yeah, there we go. Okay, must have had a little piece of dust or something in there. I just take and beat up on it a little bit. Try to get elevated beside of it if I can. That's what I got this thing for. Try to get up out of the dust throw area and get out of my hole in the floor over there. Don't need to fall through that again. Wouldn't mean my dad actually did that, but so you can kind of see it working out there. All right, so it's out. You just got to do the same thing to the other side, and then it'll fall over usually. All right, so I just try to get off to the side of it like this, about eye level with it or so. That way I'm out of the fall range in case this thing does end up falling. Oh. Right. Let's see, it fell over on its side like usual. So now you can just take and discard it. Alright guys, stay tuned. Alright guys, so sometimes you're going to come into contact with something like this, where they framed a box in or something. So in this particular circumstance, looks like that center joist right, yeah, ceiling joist there is going to be free hanging whenever I take this out. So it does have a brace right there. I'm holding about 3 different things here, so hold on a minute. So yeah, it does look like it has a brace right there, so that'll kind of catch it a little bit. But it's got this box here, so it's tied into this box. So, you know, when I remove this, it's just going to have that for support and a couple nails over there, which is not going to be supporting this side. So basically relying on that to hold everything while I beat that out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stand over here on this side of this joist here, beat this out, and let that do what it wants to do. And then same way with this one, I'm going to stand on this side, beat that out, and let it do what it needs to do. That one there is not braced in very good, so may have to do something different with that one. It looks like it has like 4 nails up there holding it together, so it might be interesting to beat it out. But I may just try to beat it out sideways, you know, and see if I can get it to come out. This one here, I could probably do the same with it. Yeah, I mean, there's a couple different options here for this one, but that one there seems like one option and one option only, because it's going to fall if I remove its support. So it'd be best to beat it out ahead of time. Don't need no surprise falls. So I went ahead and beat out that lateral support there. I'm gonna go ahead and beat this one out. I'm back from it at an angle, so I'm just gonna go ahead and have at it. Alright. See, it held on okay. I didn't figure it'd fall down to the floor, but you never know. Never know how well these things are anchored in at the end sometimes. I've had them fall on my shoulder before, so there that would be. Next victim. Okay, so get all this stuff out of my way so I don't, in case I have to make a sudden jolt. Don't need no nails running in my foot. Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and just, oh looky there, I have a window I gotta get out of the way. Windows out of the way. I gotta beat this thing out of here. Okay, here we go. Oh man, that sucker's in there. It's coming. Oh shit. As I was saying, sometimes they just like to fall. Of course, I whacked that one pretty good, so it could have been held in at the end, and I just whacked it a little too hard. Okay, so then you got these. They're basically lateral braces now, so they'll just come out the same way. So that one was too easy. That one. Oh boy, that one's in there. Try the other side. Oh, there she is. I can just pull this off. Same way with this one. Alright. 4 more joists to go. And then the walls come, so stay tuned. Alright, so now I have to remove the top plate before I can start tearing apart the walls and taking them down, laying them down, that is. So stay tuned. You can see up here how this one here overlaps this wall. This one here doesn't overlap that one. It's the same way on the opposite end. This wall here is kind of basically standing by itself. It's got them 2 walls supporting this wall as well. I got that brace there supporting the wall, so I can take these 2 top plates off on this side, and that side over there I don't have to take this one off, so I can lay it down as is. And I'm not sure how it is over there. I can kind of see a cut there, so I think this wall also interconnects with that one, and I would assume the same with that one. So I could probably just lay that wall down too. These 2 walls here, I'm gonna have to take the top plate off before I can lay them down. One other thing I forgot to mention, whenever there's corner pieces, which there usually is, they'll be tied together to the adjacent wall. So you'll have to remove those, or at least, you know, pull them out of the way enough to where it'll allow the wall to fall. This is one of the corner pieces I'm talking about. You'll have to see how they're built in, but typically, let's see, it looks like on this one here, you just got this plate right here. It runs into this one. So this is cut right here, which means this piece here should be separate from this wall. So you have to remove this, or at least, you know, like I said, you know, remove the nails enough to where you can make the wall fall. So I'm going to take and remove this piece, or attempt to at least, and then I can take and remove my support, and I can either push the wall over or I can lay the wall back. But laying the wall back is probably not going to be an option. I don't want to put any more pressure on that wall there than what I have to. So, and especially with that lateral brace there, it's not going to fall all the way anyway. So I'm going to push it over. Stay tuned for this lateral brace here. I figure that the bottom plate's probably anchored to, which is called the seal plate, is probably anchored to the foundation wall. Foundation wall and everything's coming up with this building, and I mean, it's going to be very, very difficult for me to remove any anchors that are there. I'm sure they're rusted and corroded, so I'm probably going to end up having to beat this wall down. But hopefully she comes down in a couple, at least one or two sections. We'll see. And like I said, I mean, if this thing wasn't anchored to the sill plate, I wouldn't be removing this right now. That'd be a job for 2 people. All right, set this down. Must have another one up there. Yeah, that'll do. It's kind of blending in with that knot. Okay. All right. Wall's still standing. That's always a good thing. Okay, here we go. See if I can. Yeah, thanks, drill. See if I can push this thing down. I doubt it. Nope. Nah, she's tied in pretty good somewhere. Because it's shaking the whole thing. It's not tied in there. Shouldn't be tied in there because I just removed that one. Oh, it's nailed, that's why. I just got to beat that nail out of there. I've already taken that one off over there. So. Alright, where'd my hammer go? Blending in with things, I guess. Alright, she's loose. I know that one over is loose. I took it down earlier. Let's see if I can push it down. And it's moving. Separate from the rest of the wall, but well, not as bad as it could be. I guess I'll be taking it down piece by piece because it's obviously anchored into that sill plate pretty good. Otherwise, it would come right down now. All right, here I go. I'm gonna start demolition here. My battery's about. All right, so I went to the store and got a drink. I thought I was sweating for a reason. It's 86 degrees out. So anyway, I figured out this wall over here was connected just a little bit there with a couple nails. I thought I beat it out, but I guess not. I mean, I know I beat it some. I thought it'd come disconnected, but it didn't. So as you can tell, it's disconnected on both sides now. So I'm going to attempt to push this thing down. I know it's anchored in a little bit, but we'll see what happens. She's going. Oh, sucked in a bug. Oh man. Bye bye, Wally. I hope it wasn't that cockroach. It felt like it. All right. So I'm gonna take this top plate off over here and I'll work on that wall and get back with you. All right, guys, I want to show you something. So anytime you see brown stuff like that, you see your boards all messed up, ate up and everything, that's actually termites. You can see all that. Show you another spot I found it. Hope that sun don't screw up the video. Yeah, there you go. So all that brown stuff there, that's termite damage. So, I mean, a lot of times you can't notice it on the outside really. It's all on the inside, like the damage itself. Sometimes you can notice this brown residue on the outside. So that's a good indication that we got termite damage, which I knew previously anyway because of that hole there I mentioned. I think it was yesterday, I believe. There's a hole in the floor there. That's all from termite damage. And my dad's foot. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and remove this brace here and pull this sucker down. You gotta love them decking screws. Sometimes they don't want to come back out. Alright. Looks like it's all up in there. Okay, so this one is just standing there by itself. So, oh boy, it's getting blurry, ain't it? Jeez, this phone. Come on now, work with me. I think it's cleared up a little bit. All right, here we go. Let me get this bag of stuff out of the way first. Let's see, boy, that's all I get. Okay. I got above the dumpster here a little bit ago. They blew a hydraulic hose, so they couldn't get the other one. I got 2 dumpsters. Unfortunately, that one's filled. So, all right, here we go. Yep, I think she'll move. Oh shit. All right, best not to do that. Timber, she down. You, sir. It is your turn. All right, it's down. It had to come down in a couple different pieces, but it's down. On this side, that is. So, there's all the carnage below from all the destruction. I'm gonna go ahead and get to cleaning all this up. I'll deal with the floor probably tomorrow or something. Well, actually no. Tomorrow I got a party to go to, so I'll be out for the weekend. I'll start back on Monday, and then I got to go back to work on Tuesday. So I should have all the rest of this done about a day, day and a half, something like that. So I don't mind it. You know, I can get the floor and stuff tore up one day. That should be no problem. The block wall downstairs can remain for a while. That's not going to hurt anything. I just want to get this lumber out of the weather and into a dry environment for the time being. I'm going to get rid of all the termite damage stuff. Just, I don't know, probably stack it out here, throw it in the dumpster probably. That'd probably be the best place for it. We're steadily getting her cleaned up, but it's going to take a minute. All that there's pressure treated stuff down right here, just this little layer here, the stuff I pulled nails out of already and stacked there. All that stuff up there still has nails. That's the good stuff so far that we found. A lot of this stuff in here was termite damaged, or you know, wasn't worth our time. The dimensional lumber and stuff has so many nails in it, it's broke up all the hell. We're just going to toss it. And then we've got, you know, some leftover siding and stuff we got to gather up, and some insulation here and there needs to be gathered up. The tin is back there. We're going to give that to the neighbor. He does scrap, so I don't feel like dealing with it. It's insulation in there. That's going to go in the dumpster. That's an old door there. We're going to figure out something with that. Might end up selling that or something maybe. More siding going in the dumpster. This stuff here, we're still taking it and picking nails out of. That's a pressure treated board I found back there. It goes on the pile. All that right there has nails in it, like I mentioned. And that wall needs to be beat up. A lot of that stuff under there, I think, is in okay shape. The bigger stuff was the ceiling joist that ran across here. Those are going in the dumpster. They're in pretty rough shape. They've got so many nails in them. I'm not even going to bother with them, plus they're busted up. So, let's see what we got on the other side. There's a lot of that shingle siding and stuff like that that's going in the dumpster. Oh boy. That's what's on the other side right now we're dealing with. A lot of that stuff's broken up pretty bad. And if they've got any of them siding nails on them, I've just thrown them away because the heads just pop off of them and you can't do anything with them. So that's an unfortunate loss, but you know, we're going to get what we can out of it. Try to salvage what we can. We're going to do the floors another day, because today we're going to be mainly worried about gathering all the good wood out of here and all the bad stuff, putting it in the dumpster, trying to clean this stuff up. We want to get this good wood that's dry underneath the tarp, you know, try to keep it out of the weather. It's supposed to rain on Sunday. Today is Friday. and I'm gonna be gone for the next 2 days. So I mean, you know, today's basically our only day. So anyway, guys, I guess I might take a video here at the end once we get things cleaned up a little better. Stay tuned. Okay, so here's the lumber that we had salvaged, and then we got some more down here that we're salvaging. So I like pulled nails out of a lot of these on the bottom, but it's starting to get dark now, and I basically just want to get it covered up. So I'm bringing this down to this pile and covering everything up for the weekend or so. So I'll be out of town for a while, and then I'm going to be going back to work here shortly after. But anyway, we got one more pile here and another pile on the back side of the building, or what's left of it. Still got a little bit of insulation to clean up yet this evening. And then that lumber there, which we can just stick on that pile over there. I'm not too concerned about it because it's not any count, so it can be left over there for the time being. So, and then we got that pile there that's too long to go in the dumpster, so we'll have to saw it up. So there's one good pile, and there is the other good pile for the most part. There's a couple in the back that needs to go down here. So, all right, guys, that is going to be the end of part 3. Stay tuned for part 4, where we tear up the floor and everything. That'll be in a couple weeks or so when I get back from work. Thanks for tuning in. Please like, rate, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Thanks, bye.